Alright guys, I've got two more Pokemon Wi-Fi battles for you. First one is pretty quick and the second one is pretty stally, so try to bear with me on the next one. But anyway, let's get started. I have Talonflame and they start off with a Metagross. This is not that Gale Wings priority flying crap that everybody likes to run. I prefer Flame Body with Choice Band, sometimes Choice Scarf, just to be on the safe side. But I like to run it as support. Anyway, he kept his Metagross in, I guess predicting me to U-turn, so I ended up Flare Blitzing it and immediately taking it out. So pretty much the only Pokemon he had that could really stop me is gone already. So he goes into Azumarill now. I switch my Talonflame out because of it being locked in the Flare Blitz and going to my Aggron while he went for a Belly Drum. I'm guessing this turn he went for Superpower because my Aggron ended up outspeeding the Azumarill and took it out with a heavy slam. So now his Greninja is his last Pokemon. I'm gonna Mega Evolve into Mega Aggron now. He goes for the Grass Knot. I know I can take that. It does a little over half to me, but Heavy Slam is definitely gonna take Greninja out. So that's pretty much the end of this battle. That was a pretty quick match there. Wasn't really too much of a challenge for that team. But anyway, let's move on to the second battle, shall we? Second battle, like I said, Star War to Hell. Not exactly those words, I think. But anyway, I start with Houndoom, they start with a Flygon. I'm going to go for the Protect with my Houndoom while he goes for a Stone Edge. So now that I know he's physically attacking, I'm going to go for the counter, but his Stone Edge missed. So I end up protecting it a second time to see what he's going to do this time. He ends up going for Earthquake, so I'm going to re-counter again. Hang on with my Focus Sash. And I'm going to be able to take the Flygon out, but it has Rocky Helmet, so my Houndoom just pretty much knocks itself out as well. If he hadn't knocked me out, I probably would have went for the Sucker Punch or the Destiny Bond. Since Latios came out, chances are I would have went for the Sucker Punch. But anyway, I went into my Steelix. I'm going to go for the Mega Evolution here, and go for the Rock Polish to set up my Mega Steelix sweep. But unfortunately, he switches out and goes into Suicune. So I cannot fight that thing. I am going to call my Steelix back because I do not want that fighting Suicune. He's going to go for the Scald. Lantern comes out and then tanks that like nothing. You guys remember my Lantern. He's a complete douchebag. So he switches Suicune out, goes into Latios. So I'm going to go for the Thunder Wave. Slows the bastard down. I know that it's going to Mega Evolve, because when you see a Latios or a Latias, chances are it's carrying its Mega Stone nowadays. That or a set of Choice Specs, but I don't really see Choice Specs anymore. So, Mega Evolves into Mega Latios. I hit it with a Confuse Ray, so it's Parafusion. And first turn hurts itself in its confusion. I'm going to go for the Scald here. Doesn't do much to Latios there. He ends up hurting himself in confusion again. This time I'm going to go for a Discharge just to compare the power of each move. And he ends up going for Psychic. So I think I'm better off sticking with Scald. So I believe I go for Scald most of the time after I use Confuse Ray. So I reconfuse it after it snaps out of confusion and it hurts itself again. So it is not looking good for Latios at all. I'm going to hit it with a Discharge now. Just slowly eating away at its life, and it hurts itself in its confusion again. So that Latios is definitely just owning itself. I go for the Scald, it snaps out of confusion this turn, and it gets a Draco Meteor, chance to fire Draco Meteor, but it misses. So that Latios pretty much did nothing this entire battle, barring one Psychic. I'm telling you, Lantern is an asshole. So he goes into his last Pokemon, which is Suicune. He's going to start setting up the Calm Minds. You already know when you see a Suicune, it's usually running the same set. Calm Mind, Scald, Rest, with a Chesto Berry, and possibly either a second attack or Sleep Talk. It all depends on how you want to run it. But I decided to Parafusion this Suicune too, just to be an ass. Plus, it can still catch up if it manages to get enough Calm Minds. So he gets a second Calm Mind up. I'm going to, I believe, go for the Discharge this turn. Scald is not going to be doing anything to that Suicune, so I do not want to use it. He ends up hurting himself in confusion with I just choked on that sentence. He hurt itself in confusion. I'm gonna keep firing off discharges while I just see what happens with its parafusion. So I've got it down to like a quarter of its life. He snaps out of confusion and is able to get past paralysis to use rest. So he ends up recovering all his health, wakes up with the Chesto Berry. So I'm gonna have to start all over again. He hits me with Ice Beam, probably hoping for a freeze, and he ends up getting it. But I thought first turn, so it doesn't even matter. So I hit it with Thunder Wave once more, just to get the parafusion started again. This turn I'm gonna go for the Confuse Ray. Manages to hit. And I believe Suicune hurts itself this turn. No, it paralyzes. So, Lantern pretty much has nothing to worry about. The only thing I have to worry about is running out of PP. But I guarantee I'll get a crit before that actually happens. He snaps out of confusion this turn, but gets paralyzed again. So I'm going to fire off another Confuse Ray, but he ends up giving up. So I hope you enjoyed these two battles, and I'll see you next time.